What's up, guys? Welcome to Joy of the Trade. Today, I want to talk to you about another type of special situation that's happening in the market these days that's picking up a lot of momentum that I'm not hearing a lot of people talking about. People love talking about SPACs. They love talking about NFTs. But one thing you're really starting to see, and you should be paying attention to, is additional equity offerings. What are additional equity offerings? They're also known as secondaries. And what a company does that's already listed as a public company is they issue more stock. They increase the amount of shares that they have in the market to raise their equity, to raise capital. Why do they do this? Simple answer is like anything else in life, because they can, and because the stock is, in their mind is expensive. It makes more sense to sell stock at these levels. They don't mind parting with stock at these levels than borrowing, than issuing debt. So let me show you a couple of things I'm looking at, and just to show you the explosion of these things in the last month on my Bloomberg here. Check this out. So the reason I'm making this video is a stock that I've been watching closely. Viacom decided to go, and this stock's been ripping. This is CBS. This is a media company, and they've entered into the streaming game with Paramount, and the stock just went parabolic. So being the shrewd, intelligent operators that the guys that run Viacom are, they were like, we don't really need cash. We don't really need money, but how do we not sell our stock, which just was $40 and is now $100? How do we not try to get $2 billion worth of stock sold at $100? Anyways, so they announced it yesterday. And I'm going to show you the stock in a minute here, but let's look at some of these names. So this is just March. This is just March that these deals have all been announced. Skills has been a high flyer. Roku, Royal Caribbean, all these stocks have come up a lot off their lows. In the case of these cruise liners, these guys really actually need the money. So like they have to do it. UAL, same thing. But check out, let's look at what happened with this Skills, okay? So these guys, they issued stock, they priced it at $24 on the 18th. Let's look at what this stock did. So on the 18th, they priced it on the 18th. The stock opened right around there, $28, closed at $26.75. They priced it in the aftermarket. They opened the next morning at the pricing, at the offering, $24. So $24 from the close, $26.75, $2.75, about 10%. A quick 10%er. They priced it overnight. Okay. So I used to run a syndicate book, and I used to short some of these things on announcement and buy them back the next day. But that's one strategy. But there's a lot of good ways to play these things. And don't try this at home, kids. This is difficult stuff, but it's stuff that's worth paying attention to. Regardless, the stock's been kind of a range since they sold their stock in the basement 10% lower, which was already significantly off of where they were trying to sell it, $33. If we look at this Viacom that they just announced today, and I don't know what they're pricing the stock. They're going to price it after the close. Stock closed yesterday. They announced it after the market. Stock closed at $100. They announced it post-market. I'm filming this before or right at the open. $93 is where it looks like this thing is going to open, down about 6.5%, 7%. And they're going to price it after today's close. So it could go down another 5%. They could price it at 90. They could price it at 88. We don't know. It depends how bad today gets, and it depends where the book build is, what the interest is. But just look at this stuff, guys. 2 billion, 4 billion, 6 billion, 7.5 billion, 9 billion, 11 billion. This is all just in March. This is all just in March that we've had all this. Over $10 billion in just March. In secondary offerings, which is a lot of size. It's a lot of size. What these guys are doing effectively, especially the ones that don't need money, is they're shorting their own stock. They're shorting their own stock. So pay attention to Viacom. I'll be back. We'll talk about it. Let's use this as an experiment. If you guys like these videos, learning about secondaries, learning about different special situations. I'm going to be doing a lot more on this stuff. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up, like the video on YouTube, joinwealthpress.com. I'm Jeff Santaneri at Joy of the Trade, and I'll be back to talk to you more about this type of stuff. LFG, guys. Take it easy.